Hello and welcome back to the RattleMind podcast. I'm Rye, and join me is my fantabulous, fantastic, wonderful friend and co-host,
Go on.
the Banshee.
Fancy.
All
Thank
right.
you.
This isn't the second time we're recording
Nope.
because of stupid updates. All right.
Oops.
Let's
What did I
recap
say
what
last
I
time?
said for
Right.
myself. All right. I left the house. I don't normally leave the house. Why did I leave the house? Oh, I mowed the lawn and I put together a new dog run for the
Oh,
dogs.
wait. Gasp. You left the house.
Ah, yes, the gasping. Oh my, I left the house. You know me, I don't like leaving the house. Leaving the house is a curse on the world. No one should be forced to leave their home. Actually, you know what? I don't mind leaving the house. I just have nothing to do, so I don't leave the house.
I don't feel compelled to leave the house. I don't mind not leaving. Quarantine
Exactly.
me. I will do just fine. People were out there going crazy. I did just
Yeah, so did I, but the only problem with the whole quarantine and shutting down the world thing was now I knew there was nothing I could do. That was the only downside. I could leave the house. I choose not to leave the house. And now you told me I can't leave the house?
No, I want to leave the
Now I
house.
want to leave the house. Exactly.
God, what is humanity but just like
We're one giant
big whiny
contradiction.
children? That too.
Exactly.
That's why the forbidden fruit is a thing. We are all like subconsciously programmed to want what we can't have, and then we want to be big whiny crybabies when we don't get it. And then when we do get
Right.
it, we take it for granted.
Exactly.
Well,
Oh,
at least things are like getting a lot better, like as far as like restrictions and stuff go, and the craze, if you will.
yeah. According to the
Because
CDC, everyone
it's
can
just a
do
thing.
everything as always now.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
I love to see it.
everyone breathe deeply and rejoice in the fact that you can choose not to leave your house, and it's okay. You're not forced not to leave your house.
It'll be a cool story for your kids and
Yeah.
to bug your grandkids with.
Back in my day, we had things like a telephone attached to the house, and it would go ringing. Now, no one wanted to pick that thing up, because we never knew who was on the other line.
Actually,
Because
that's
there
exactly why I
was,
loved picking that thing up.
there was no caller ID.
I loved answering the phone for, well, two reasons. Because, like, it was like curiosity, who the heck is this? Is it one of my friends? Is it, for someone else? Like, who is it? I had to know. And reason number two, my um, stepdad was the breadwinner. He is an anesthesiologist. He gets the phone calls, and the fun part is that he is very Greek heritage. And his last name is very Greek. And his last name is Kokoropoulos.
Ooh.
And people calling, trying to find Mr. Karupis, Kurapana, all the versions
Yeah.
that you got were just beautiful.
Uh, it's fun when you find people with weird names that, you try to read it and you're like, I shouldn't try it. I'm probably going to call them Kakbakubadugu because I can't read what it says. I see
I
CAP or KEAP, RAP, DODO. This does not make sense. Crapadoodoo is not a name. How could someone be named Crapadoodoo?
uh, whenever I have a customer with a weird name, um, I just like I'll own up to it. I'll be like, I don't want to butcher your name. I'm so sorry. And then they usually like tell me how to pronounce it. I'll be like, thank you. Like, and then I'll just proceed, you know?
Yeah. It's like I liked when I was working retail, and we need your we could get your email address so that we can make sure that you get your receipts in your email. I like the people who came up with the weirdest emails. Fuck this email account. It's just for stupid receipts at yahoo.com. Okay. Well, I have to put it in there. That's the email you
Hmm.
gave me. So
Yeah.
there we go. Uh, or you get the ones that are like mine, had them forever. Don't even remember why it's what it's named. Of course, I'm not going to give out my email address because I still use it because I've had it forever and I know that it still works. But you have
Hmm.
ones like Balroth, the evil defiler of doom.
In my
Okay.
one of my first emails I made like by myself for myself was I was Dragon Master 017. Yeah.
That's the thing. You can know when you meet someone and they give you a funny email address. It's like you were either really young when you came up with that, or you really are annoyed by people who, always ask for your email address. So this is a
Hmm.
junk one.
I have a junk one. It's basically the one that I stopped using though, like when I switched from Yahoo to Gmail.
Yeah.
So I just use the Yahoo one for junk.
Yeah. I have like 5 different email addresses. I still check every
Dang.
last one of them, which
I'm
is weird.
horrible at checking email. That is weird. Like who's emailing you that's that important? Gee.
Well, you got to think for every YouTube channel you have to have a different email address for it. Because
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense.
so
That makes
there's that.
sense.
And YouTube is really weird. It's like, I would like to be able to just say, this is the parent account, and these channels are subsidiaries of this account. No.
Mhm.
That's the way Rumble does it. Rumble has you can have a parent account, and then you can make separate channels to go underneath that account.
That
Makes it
is cool.
so much easier.
Mhm. Very, very nifty. Very efficient.
Of course, our
Speaking of um non-mainstream posting social media things, some YouTubers are talking about their Threads accounts. What can you tell me about
okay.
this weird Threads thing? Do you know?
Threads is a
Of course.
Meta brand thing. Of course, Meta is owned by is Facebook because Facebook changed its
Yeah,
name to Meta and all that jazz because they were more than just Facebook, so it makes sense to change the name of a big company.
I
Um,
suppose.
well, because Meta is in charge of Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Oculus. All of those are all under one umbrella.
Right. I remember
Oh, you cut out.
I've purchased. Uh,
Okay, I
can you
got
hear
you
me?
back now.
Okay. Sorry. I've purchased an Oculus, and I remember setting up my account and stuff, and I remember reading online that people were griping so much because, understandably, they were griping so hard because you had to log in with your Facebook account to use it
Yeah,
at the time. The people complained enough that like they got rid of that last I
yeah.
checked. So,
Um, but yeah, Threads is basically a text version of Instagram.
oh,
It
you
it's
can
supposed to
text on
it's
Insta.
yeah, I know it's so stupid. It's supposed to be their version of Twitter. The problem
Oh.
is that the feeds you get on Threads are dictated by who you follow on Instagram.
No.
So,
Why are they connected? What's the
well,
point?
they're not 100% connected. You can technically get a separate Threads account from your Facebook and Instagram, but that's part of the problem is that on Instagram, I follow a ton of junk people, well, not necessarily junk people. I enjoy their content, but they're not people I am going for, intellectual conversations to follow.
Right.
It's like, yeah, one of them's like, I just bought a new truck. Here's my new truck. What should we call my new truck? It's like, you bought a new truck. It's a lovely truck. I would love to have that truck. But I do not want to, have a Twitter-like conversational thread about your brand new truck. I like seeing your picture of your truck. I like hearing how happy you are that you got a new truck, but I do not need to see about 30,000 people saying, "Oh, it's such a lovely truck. GMC is not that great of a company. You should not have gotten that type of truck. Oh, yeah, it's fabulous truck. I mean, look at it. That was a great color for you to pick. Yeah." Oh,
We need to listen back on this and do a truck counter for that spiel.
yes. It's like, I almost felt like I was Jim Gaffigan with how I was talking about that. Oh, yeah, here's my... I can't remember.
No.
I loved Jim Gaffigan back in the day. I have not heard
Why is he
anything
still
from him.
talking about trucks? Does he have a truck thing?
Exactly. I miss Jim Gaffigan. I used to follow him on everything, and then all of a sudden, there were content updates on like YouTube or on Instagram or stuff, and all his content, I got unsubscribed from everything that was his for some reason. But that's
weird.
also where you get hot pockets, cold in the center pockets. That was my favorite skit by him.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. People should know what you're talking about when you say hot pockets, like just right,
Yeah.
Take out of sleeve, dunk directly in toilet. Warning, you just bought hot pockets. Enjoy the next NASCAR event, you hillbilly.
That reminds me of an Australian comedian that I now follow. Randy Feltface. He is.
I love Randy Feltface.
It's awesome. Brayden can't have blue.
Oh my god, Nez got me into him.
What the heck? Blue. What food is blue? You're gonna say blueberries, aren't you? No, blueberries are purple. It's like me and my niece go over Randy Feltface skits. Like my favorite one actually is Randy bought a bookcase off of Gumtree.
Bring that up. Oh my god, that was epic.
He asked a question. He answered a question. He answered with one letter word, with a 3-letter word with a 1 letter, and then he spelt a 2-letter word with 4 letters. I must meet this guy.
Yep.
Oh, I do not do justice to Randy's voice, though. I mean, his inflections on stuff just make it so much better.
Right.
Oh. But at least I follow Randy Feltface on YouTube and Twitter, so hey.
Yeah.
Or not Twitter, on Instagram.
Netflix.
Oh, he does now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another thing I found...
it's not Netflix Prime, but I'm pretty sure.
Since we're talking about comedy, in our other group chat on Discord that we do, I posted a video about a comedy duo, a Australian comedy duo that I found.
Ooh.
So there's 2 videos on there. I'm sure a lot of people will probably recognize him because they've been doing comedy for a very long time. But it is the Umbilical Brothers.
Oh, interesting.
But their comedy is a mixture of slapstick and beatbox mimicking sounds and stuff.
Mm.
So I don't know how I ran into him. It was only like a week or two ago that I actually did. In fact, I could probably see. Oh wow, it was longer than that. About 15 days ago. Um, but I watched one of their um, videos on YouTube or something like that, and I ended up watching for over 5 hours. That is the real rabbit hole of YouTube. And how
Mm.
YouTube should be used. I found content that I found funny and enjoyable, so I binged it for 5 hours.
Yep. I've been getting like into YouTube Shorts the same way I used to get addicted to TikToks. It's my new TikTok, YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, I like YouTube Shorts. They're good. But as I guess, I don't want to call myself this. I don't want to call you this, but I guess we are. As a content creator, the short system sucks because you have to do it on mobile.
You don't have to.
Yes, you do. You do not have the tools to convert a video into a short on YouTube desktop or the actual browser side of it. It is restricted.
Does it just show you a really strong small screen?
It is.
Or am I thinking of TikTok?
No, YouTube short is a TikTok formatted video of only about a minute. But you are restricted to making the content by logging on through a phone on the app.
Oh, you can only make it through a phone.
Yeah, you can watch it wherever.
Oh,
but
you confused the hell out of me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm certain I have watched these on my laptop. What
Yeah.
are you talking about, sir?
No, it's creating them, which is why we're not getting as much popularity, is because I am so annoyed by by creating them that I am not going to sit on my phone for, how long do we usually do these? For 50 minutes trying to map out which funny part I want to cut down to a minute through the app to turn into a YouTube short. It's like, I know YouTube likes to prioritize those, and in fact, I have to have 500 watch hours of a YouTube short before I'll get monetized by YouTube. Which
right.
YouTube changed their partner program guidelines. So instead of having 10,000 general viewing hours, you have to have like 5,000 viewing hours, 500 short viewing hours, and then a certain amount of followers now. It's not as strict, but that's why I assume we'll never actually get money from YouTube, because I can't be bothered to do some of the requirements. So eventually we'll probably have to go to one of those Patreons or locals or whatever it is and say, join our little side community for $5 a month and you can get bonus content. I have a hard enough time just doing this podcast and, the Let's Play that it's non-existent. How am I going to make bonus content for people?
Right. Yeah, this is, realistically, this is just a really fun hobby for us, I think.
This is our venting hobby where we get to talk about nonsense.
Right. And if anyone can relate, pitch in, like in the comments.
The glory of nonsense. Okay. I have controversial thing.
Okay, here we go.
I have never actually watched a full Monty Python's movie.
I didn't. What?
Monty Python. I have never actually watched one. I've seen clips, so I can understand context when people reference Monty Python, but
Right.
I have not actually watched any of the Monty Python things.
Monte Python.
Yeah. You say it enough and you can't talk it.
Tauntaun.
Pon
Um,
pon.
I've only seen one of them, and it was like forever ago. I don't remember most of it, which isn't saying much. I have a pretty bad memory, but like I need to rewatch them. And you know what? I think those popped up on either Prime or Netflix as well. Let me check.
I'm sure they are. They're extremely popular.
Well,
Um,
that doesn't mean they're on a streaming service, that's
True.
for sure. Oh,
Uh,
there's something that David and I started watching. We started watching Suits. We are very, very late to that game, but
yeah.
you know what? Better late than never, and we love it so far. So,
You want to watch something funny? There is a Korean version of Suits.
oh no,
Yeah.
like Korean dubbed or
No,
acted
as
and
in Korean acted. So,
okay,
um, at least I'm pretty sure about it. I was, you
interesting.
know how my Netflix is mostly just Korean shows anyway. So it came up Suits. I'm like, oh okay, yeah, and I remember Suits. It's based in guy goes to a big law firm or whatever or what. I don't remember the plot to Suits. I haven't
I mean,
watched it in forever.
so far so good, essentially.
And
Yeah.
and he never actually went to school for it and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, Suits, yeah, I might watch that. Wait a
It's
second,
very.
that's a Korean guy. Wait, that's those are not the actors I remember.
That's when my brain would be like, were they Korean? And I just like forgot. How could I forget that they're Korean? What? What?
Exactly.
It would take me so long to figure out that it was just an
I had a
alternate
whole
version.
yeah, I had a whole brain fart of yeah.
And then just officially deciding I've done lost it and moving on with my
Exactly. It's like okay, I am not watching it. If it's anything like when Americans take over another country's show, it is not worth it. I'm not watching it.
life. So American shows are good enough to be taken over by other countries, but
Oh no,
vice
I'm sure
versa
they're
doesn't work.
garbage in both of them. I mean, the only one that actually worked,
Oh,
the only one that actually worked was The Office. I will stick by that. The Office is the only one where they took the concept and it actually transferred properly.
hey, America's Got Talent,
No, those are
spread like wildfire.
those don't count.
Uh,
Those those
come on, why not?
those things don't count. Reality-esque TV shows don't count.
Reality,
No.
yes.
Well, they're not really reality. Any
I
reality
know.
TV show is not reality. It's like I got so warped in the brain for a while there because I was basing things off of TV shows when I was younger, and I was like, wait a second. None of this stuff actually happens in real life. You lied to me.
Well, what's crazy to me, excuse me, is that there are plenty of really good classic American TV shows
Oh,
that
yeah.
weren't picked up. You know, like where's my German Stargate or Russian? Russian
Yeah, they
Stargate
could
would
have
be
done.
perfect.
Yeah, but MGM would have tried to control it. And
Oh
then
well,
MGM went bankrupt like 4 times. The only thing keeping them afloat was Stargate for the longest time.
fair enough.
And even
Um,
that started to wane, and then they got bought up by Amazon.
well,
And
in concept though, like that's
yeah,
the only
It
I'm
would
sure
make
if I
sense. It would
really tried,
actually
I could
make.
think of another.
I would love to watch a side uh, thing about the Russian Stargate program that they ran while
Mm-hmm.
normal SG-1 was going on. That
Exactly.
would have been a cool, two
They
season
imply a
side
lot of
thing.
like rich history, even though they're kind of douches there for a little bit. But like, I'm sure that you can make them likable douches with the well written backstory. You know.
Exactly. Oh, I got recommended on YouTube because I watch movie recap things because I don't actually
Mhm.
watch, American movies because I can't be bothered. Um, but I started getting recommendations for movies out of Russia. They have some amazing concepts for movies. Of course,
Mhm.
their animation stuff, their visual effects stuff is subpar, but
Mm.
the plots themselves, it's like that's really cool. I would watch this. Oh wait, I have to read it. It's in Russian. I don't want to read it while hearing Russian. I can do Korean because I'm used to Asian, actual Asian languages, but Russian kind of throws me off. But yeah, it's kind of cool, It's like they got some good concepts for movies. Why can't we have some of their stuff brought over to here? Oh, yeah, that's right. Hollywood will blacklist anything that is remotely creative anymore. No, we must now release Indiana Jones 5,000,003. He's dead. But guess what? His bones are still doing the Jones. What the heck is
For
it? What is the Jones? How the heck are Bones doing the Jones? It's like Back to the Future even had a little bit about this in Back to the Future 2 when he was actually in when he was in the actual future. It was what, Jaws 19? It's like,
that.
I mean, as it is,
uh,
you know because yeah, I mean, the whole Marvel movie craze has pretty much died off because they oversaturated the market and no one can follow it anymore. And of course, Disney is on the verge of collapse because of doing things like that.
mm,
Because they not only did they do Marvel, they also did the Star Wars stuff, and they were oversaturating the market for each of them. It's like, here are 3 TV shows that you can watch. This one is about not Captain Steve Rogers Captain America, but the Falcon Captain America, and original Captain America's friend from World War II, Bucky. Of course, he's now a badass because he's got a whole metal arm and everything, and they called him the Winter Soldier. And then you have Moon Knight, a split personality person who no one really heard of outside of obscure people who were super fans of comics back in the 80s, and now you're making a TV show about him, but no one knows him.
I mean, it worked for Arrow.
Arrow was different, mostly because uh, Green Arrow was part of the animated. I need to enunciate the animated Justice League as a core founding member.
Hmm.
So you actually did have references to Green Arrow and
You know what comic book hero show I wish worked? That
what?
was kind of obscure. The Tick. They had
Yeah,
one season on Netflix, and I loved it. I
live
was
action
so
Tick
amused.
has been tried twice. Um,
I thought it was amazing. I don't know why it didn't take off, but
I
I'm
believe
just weird like that.
Patrick Warburton was the first live action Tick.
Is the Netflix one the second?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I don't know any names, so.
uh, I love Patrick Warburton. I mean, a he was Krunk from Emperor's New Groove, or right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Kronk's amazing.
It's like,
And whoever they got to voice the second one though matched that like vibe, that like kind of thick-headed heroic voice vibe, you know?
yeah, let me go on to IMDb and search things up. Of course, I'm not sharing my screen because I'm too lazy to do that today.
Yeah, no biggie. I mean, I'm no comic book expert, but The Boys was kind of random and that took off.
Yeah, but the Boys is a more recent um, comic book line, so it actually was easier to get in.
Hmm.
Um, Holy
Oh,
crap!
uh, Jessica, what's her name? Jessica Black? Is that her name? Am I getting it wrong? Is it Samantha Black? Just no, Jessica. It had to be Jessica. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do not.
Um, it's a comic book character that I got way more seasons than I thought she ever should because I did not like that show.
Oh, Jessica Jones.
Jones. Thank you. That's her. Was not a fan. But that took
Yeah,
off.
there were. I think the reason it took off was in part by the villain. The person who played the villain was
mm,
David Tennant. Gosh, my
that's right.
brain
That's
is
right.
freezing up like crazy today.
It's okay. It's pretty par for the course, honestly. For both of us, not just you.
Right. Patrick Warburton. He has a huge list of things he's done. Um, but yeah, he's mostly known for what we've already talked about. Yeah, he was Krunk in Krunk's New Groove, which was the sequel to the Emperor's New Groove. So yeah, he kept up with that voice. Yeah. 2001, 2002, single season, Patrick Warburton was the Tick. I had to double check because, you know, if there was a real possibility that I was wrong.
Hmm.
But an old Twitter account I had followed him when he was doing Lemony Snicket. And I said, boy, I got to stop watching Lemony Snickets when I'm going to sleep. My dreams are being narrated by Patrick Warburton. It's like, he actually went, I'm doing podcast right now, child. Not my child. Um,
Oh, wow. That's not what I thought, but
no, I'm talking about
that's
the
a weird
people.
thought
But
to
yeah,
have now.
and then he replied to it. He's like, and it was like the coolest thing because one, that was a brand new Twitter account. Why would anyone reply to a Twitter account that's brand new? And it was so funny. It's like,
That's amazing.
wow, an actor I like actually acknowledged something I said.
Yeah, who'd have thunk?
The world is weird. What are we on? Oh, okay. Uh, Apparently he's also Grandpa Shark in Baby Shark's Big Show.
Yeah.
All right, so I went off of my tangent and completely lost everything. Oh
Well,
yeah,
I'm just
we were
along for the
talking yeah,
ride.
we were talking about comic books and comic movies and stuff like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
basically it got
I
oversaturated.
think we have talked about it before.
Oh yeah, many times. Um, Funny is that Patrick Warburton's profile picture for IMDb is him dressed up as the Tick.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is funny. Um, but yeah, Jessica Jones. I really think the reason that got to be popular was mostly because of David Tennant as the villain, and
Hmm.
David Tennant did great in that role.
Yeah, he really did. Mm. He pulled off the creeps so well.
Oh yeah. Um, then you had what Luke Cage, which was pretty good. What else was because it was a group of what it
There's
was
three of
the
them, I
no there
think.
was four because it was
No.
Netflix's run at them. So it started off with Daredevil with Charlie
Oh
Cox.
yeah.
Then you had what was the next one? It was Jessica Jones that was next, or was it Luke Cage? One of those two came next, and then they super rushed into production. Iron Fist. Sadly, I think because they rushed it so much is why it failed.
Shocker.
Iron Fist could have been good had it been done in a la, Daredevil. Iron Fist should have had fight scenes on par to the style of Daredevil. And that's where it was like, no. I can see that you're pulling the punches so you don't hurt the other guy. I can
Jeez.
I can tell this fight choreography was rushed. It's the flow is wrong. I mean, it's not a fluid motion between things. And
Dang.
that was basically the nail in the coffin for Netflix Marvel. Though Charlie Cox is getting to reprise his role more often as Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
Though I think it's a weird version of Daredevil that he's doing because it's not exactly the Netflix's Daredevil. Because they were contemplating bringing back Daredevil as a TV show, but I don't know where that is. It doesn't help that the writers are on strike again, so which is usually
Oof.
what kills good TV shows.
Oh, that reminds me of do you remember a show called Hero?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Heroes
that's no, it was just called Hero, I thought. Maybe it was Heroes. But
save the
that's what
cheerleader,
happened.
save the world.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
so. It's
Heroes.
been so long since. Okay, yes, there's an S at the end.
Yep.
Excuse the fuck out of me. But that's kind of what happened to that show. It had like a really cool bingeable first season. I was obsessed. And then 2 was rough, and then I think 3 was when it tanked or something like that. Because the writers went on strike and like I think they tried to pull in writers that like weren't familiar. Well, fact check me on this, but like I know that the
Yeah, the
writers
writer's strike basically killed that show.
heroes, yeah.
Um, but part of the problem with it is that you had in the first season everyone had a certain set, this is their superpower, you knew what their superpower was and what it did, and then in the subsequent uh ones it's like the one of the main characters, his superpower was that everyone who had a superpower that he met if he had an emotional connection to them, he could use their superpower as long as he was thinking of that emotional connection. Well,
Mhm.
they rewrote his superpower to where he has to. I really don't remember because I stopped watching because it turned into really trashy and garbage.
Mhm.
It lost the point, but they rewrote his entire superpower so he wasn't so powerful.
Yeah,
They
they
realized
nerfed, I think,
he
a
was
couple
so
people.
super powered. We need to take it down because he's too powerful. Which part of the joy of watching a superhero show, movie, or whatever is while I can relate to their personal struggle, um, the fanciful thing is what I'm actually watching for the show. It's like I can relate to this character, and this is what I could be like if I had superpowers. And now you just destroyed my superpower fantasy. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Just becomes frustrating.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, the writer's strike. I do not know what's going on with the current writer's strike. They're like, it's extremely bad timing on their part to try and get more money or whatever they're asking for. Money is always an option with it, but the problem is that what's been written like the last 5 or 10 years hasn't been doing very well. So the actual companies that produce are like, why should I keep with these writers and paying this writers guild absorbent amounts of money when their products are garbage in comparison to what was before? It's like, I can understand that. I mean, you just go out, and that's why Korean shows on Netflix are so popular. You don't have to deal with the whole, these writers here are on strike because they think more people of color should be represented. There should be at least 3 black people in every cast. It's like, okay, I understand wanting diversity in your cast. I mean, it makes sense. I want people who think differently around me all the time. That's why I have friends from around the world, because they think differently than me. And that's fantastic. But mandating that the person who puts the gaffer tape on the floor so people know where their mark is must be staffed by 1 black person, 1 Hispanic person, and 1 person who is now green. I don't know why they're green, but they're green. And that's why you can't have the writers writing any shows.
Hmm.
I don't care what color skin people are, as long as they do the job. I mean, heck, I could go and find someone off the street and say, hey, your job is to put tape down where I tell you. Yes, sir. Okay. I need a piece of tape right there that is blue because this actor, his favorite color is blue. So he always gets the blue tape. Now, you put his spot right there, just tape a little X there. Okay? Now, I need you to put a tape right over there that's pink because that's where the dog pees and we need to know not to slip on it. It's like, I get it, but then again, you're just making it harder for people to actually be creative and make what they want to make.
Mm.
It's like, I can write about. It's like, okay, there was a movie that came out that was literally was a gay movie. I don't remember the title of it. I mean, it was about gay things, and the whole people who were producing it were going, this movie is not for straight people. It's not for straight people, so don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Oh no, our movie failed! Why didn't the straight people come out and watch our movie?
Mm.
You told them not to watch it! I'm sure they would have watched it. Of course, your movie also bombed because it wasn't funny and it was billed as a comedy. It's like you're ostracizing a full portion of the audience and telling them not to do something, and when they don't do it, you get upset. And if they do it, you want to yell at them for actually doing it. No, you just got to make stuff that people can enjoy. I don't care if a character in there is gay or whatever. That's awesome. They can be that. But telling people not to watch because they are not that just destroys the enjoyment of anything. So,
Right.
yeah, I don't like Hollywood. They stifle all creativity. I am surprised anyone even wants to do movies. It's just like the whole The Witcher Netflix TV show. Henry Cavill had to leave because he was
mess up his character.
Yeah, he was a fan of the books.
Yeah.
It's like, I know what this character does. Writers, you're fucking up my character. He would never do this. Writers reply, do what you're told, actor. We write this crap, so you're supposed to do it. I don't care what the book says. And then the author's like, they're paying me. I got paid. I signed off of it on the start of it because I'm not getting paid from the Witcher games because I thought video games were a shit medium, so I didn't care about it. They paid me $7 million, and I let them have the video game rights. But this I can make money off of.
Right.
It's like, no one cares. Where is the care for what you're actually working on? I want people with passion for what they're doing into their work. I don't want to watch something and go, this is paint by numbers movie. There's the token black guy. There's the funny Asian guy. There's the gay. We can't refer to him as his name or her name. They are the gay. Like, the reason we can't refer to them as anything but the gay is because we don't want to assume their gender. It's like, okay, I really don't care. You're breaking my entertainment spirit. I am going to go off in a corner and read books that I've read 1 billion times before, because at least I know they won't change, because I have a physical hard copy of them. But yeah, it's like, come on, people. Embrace creativity again. I want to experience the weird. I want to experience something that's like, wow, I really liked that. Instead of Korean dialogue. Why am I watching Korean shows? Because they actually have fanciful and creative things to them versus, hi, folks. He said, hi, folks. That was not a joke. Why is that funny? Hollywood, you really disappoint me. The video game industry disappoints me too, because it's all, hey, this type of game has made billions of money. Let's make a clone of it so we can make billions of money. Oh, wait. We suck at that type of game. Our game is crap, but we still have to push it for billions of money. Dude, Stick with what you do. If you are known for making a good story-driven game, make a good story-driven game. Which I used to love the Final Fantasy games, but now it's like I can't play them. They embraced the super open world, and then it's not enjoyable for me. Not that I was actually playing them and paying attention to the story anyway. I like to try and max out my character and, have super strong things and go flicking the big badgie with like a fingertip and, hey, I super killed you because I grinded for 3.5 days. Now it's like, here is side quest. Do you want to do side quest? I know you want a side quest. Do side quest. What about the story? There's a main plot out there that I should be. No, we got side quest, so you can spend 20 more hours doing side quest. I want to play a game to be entertained, not to have to take Grandma Tinklebottom's cat to the vet. Why am I taking Grandma Tinklebottom's cat to the vet? I don't even know Grandma Tinklebottom. I don't know the cat either, but why? I'm sure somewhere in some game there is a side quest of you must get this cat to the hospital. But why? I mean, yes, I would do it on my own. I mean, I like animals. I mean, I see a hurt animal, and if I know the animal is, actually alive, I'm not going to try and resuscitate a dead body. I will try and take them to a vet or, whatever. But come on, this is a video game. I'm trying to be fancy. I want to do fun stuff. I don't want to do things that I do in my normal life. You have an upcoming math exam. You must pass it with an 80% or better. It will affect the outcome of the game. 3 days later. Yeah, that math exam, we didn't give a crap about it. It was side quest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got an A on it. I'm proud of you. You got an A on that math exam. We never referenced it again in the game. We really didn't care about the math exam, even though we told you that this would be like world changing and, your character depended on whether or not you got a good grade on the math exam. Yep. But yeah, that's why actually, it's so much filler. That I can't get into a lot of games.
Yeah.
But on that note of weirdness, that is my brain and how it thinks about video games and movies, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you everyone so much for listening to us ramble for about 55 minutes. What are we supposed to say again? I don't remember. Outro!
I don't know.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Or follow, or whatever it is you do.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.